See that turquoise? That's Tennessee turquoise right there. This is the Tennessee River, mile marker 115, during sunset. This episode, we're going to go through a couple different things as well as look at a lot of nature. I'm going to show you how I refill my little propane tanks from a big one. I'm also going to show you how I added a high pressure washdown that uses lake water to wash everything off. Hope you enjoy the episode. Let me know with a comment, a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. So the goal is to try to get the houseboat underneath that tree. I think I have enough room to come in this way. I might just come in this way and go right, just like, right there. That's what I think I'm gonna do. The other option is to go all the way around and come in. We'll see. Alright, so that is a cottonmouth just coming right up to the boat, and I just started parking here, so I'm gonna scare it away. I'm gonna try to scare it away because I don't want it on my boat or even really anywhere near me. So I'm gonna go out and stomp on the boat. Here we go. I'm just gonna stomp. No, I'm gonna start the motor. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. You know what? Get out of the way, River. Stay, River. Okay, bud. I don't want you near my boat. You gotta get out of here.
My world, my God, if I'm gonna make it, then it's time that I speak my mind. Can't take that away. Wait, so you gonna use me now? Well, you're a motherfucker. Take this, take that, I can take it. But I might just lose my mind on my shirt anyway. And if it all came crashing down, just know that it won't bring me down.
My shower has a pump mounted. It's an external pump, which I recommend because if something goes wrong with the internal pump, you have to replace the whole thing. And so I have an external pump and it's not sucking water right now. So I'm going to work on that today and try to get that fixed. If not, I have another pump on board that I can replace it with. So we'll figure that out, but I want to get back to showering here. All right, so now that I remove some of the chainsaws and everything out of here, you can kind of get to the pump, which is actually pretty conveniently mounted to work on. I am going to take it off and put it in a bucket and see if the pump is the problem or if it's some kind of leak in the line or something. So the first thing I always check is to see if it's just the pump that's broken. I've removed both of the hooked up plumbing pieces, and then I put a little 4-inch piece right here, and I'm going to take a bowl of water and stick that in a bowl of water and turn it on and see if the pump works. There is sometimes where the pump is too high from the water on the ground and it just won't work, where you have to lower it, or the pump just can't raise the water up, and once you get it primed it'll work. There's a bunch of things that can be wrong where the pump itself is good. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, if it's the pump. So it is a bad pump. I'm just going to replace it with the bigger pump, and we're going to use it for the washdown kit, which is pretty cool. I'm installing a much bigger pump so I can use it to hose off the boat too. So I did install a quick release right there. It just came with it, so I put it on. And then I have the hose hooked up right now just for testing purposes. Well, let's turn it on and see if it grabs water. Okay, well that's a good sign. Well, I feel pressure in the hose. Okay. Alright, so the pump primed, and I am able to, when this turns on, the pump will just automatically go. How cool is that? I can like hose off things now. And then this is a quick release, so it connects right to the shower. It's awesome. Well, this is what the roof looks like. And I thought I'd get up here and see if I could hose it off. Look at this. Yeah, you can go further just by tightening it up. Look at that. It's awesome. Alright, so I got all the kinks out and it's at full power. Look how far I can go. It's like 30 feet, 25 feet. I could spray down all the mosquitoes in front of the boat. I could spray snakes away. This is cool, pretty cool. I should have done this a long time ago. And I'm not wasting water, it's the lake. So the water comes from the lake, right there, and it goes through a strainer. So it doesn't affect the pump. And then into the pump, and it's a high pressure pump. 20.8 liters per minute or 5.5 gallons at 70 psi. Oh. The other thing is you can stick this pump into the dinghy instead of the lake and drain the dinghy with the pump too. So that's kind of cool. The pipe comes out right there, and all you do is just grab it and stick it into the dinghy, and it will drain the dinghy instead of hooking up the pump to the dinghy. That's pretty cool. I like it. Should have done this a long time ago. There's one right there. That is a cottonmouth, otherwise known as a water moccasin. And this is its time to hunt. I mean, he is out getting dinner right now. But he is right in front of my boat, which is pretty scary. And I was about to put the generator out. So that's why I check around before I do shit. Yeah. That's a happy snake right there. Just out doing his thing, man. Looking for food. Frogs. Pretty much that snake's gonna eat a frog. He doesn't seem to be bothered by my light at all. Look at that, I can move it around and it doesn't even faze him really. Look at that. This is really cool. I'm pretty close to it and he doesn't even care. It's because he probably can't even see over here. Now the question is, do I go and put my generator out right now and run the generator? Because I see him kind of move off, or is there just another one right underneath the next tree, you know?
Alright. She's got a smile, and it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. And now and then when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. If I stay too long, I'll probably break down and cry. Oh, 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 sweet child of mine.
My buddy got me one of these so I can refill these with these. It's pretty easy. So the one thing you do need to know is that liquid propane is actually liquid, and the gas that comes out of the top is actually gas. So in order to get the liquid out of this tank, you need to turn it upside down. So we're going to put this on tight. I'm going to turn it upside down, turn this on with this here. Now the one thing I did do is I pulled this pin here to get all the air out. See that? You can pull it with a little needle nose pliers, or you can actually stick something right in there to get it out too. A lot of people argue that, but both ways work. Now we're going to turn it over before we turn the tank on. See that? And you just turn it on. Now the bottle gets cold because the gas is expanding. And essentially what's happening is the liquid propane is coming out of here into here. And the gas is all up at the top. Now the gas is what your propane burners burn. But the liquid part of it is what actually is filling this and is the weight of it. So when you're done with this, it'll weigh more by the liquid propane. If you were to just do it upside down, this would only get the gas in there. It wouldn't really weigh more. And there would be no later on reaction where this would turn into gas. It would just be all gas. There would be no liquid sitting in here. Now after a few minutes, you'll stop hearing the hissing of the transfer, and then you can, what a lot of people do is they'll turn it off, they'll purge this small tank again, letting any air out, and then redo this 2 or 3 times. I have this tank sitting here so I can just do it once, and then if this little one runs out, I have no problem just adding it. So we'll see. We are backing out of our little shady spot to go get some time on a sandy beach. I won't let Cricket out anywhere where I see a snake, and I won't let River go run around the woods where I see a snake. So I take River in the dinghy 3 or 4 times to a beach every day and then play pretty much frisbee with him and stuff. But after a while, you can see Cricket gets antsy and she wants time on a beach. So we're basically going to pull into this nice little beach up here and get her some time away. It's our little shady spot. It's going to be 95 and 98 this weekend, so we'll probably be back here to hide from the sun. Alright, so we're going to go right at the point right here. There's all sand right in there, and there's a little beach that's above the water just on the other side of that. Now, I wouldn't be doing this unless we had 3 and 4 mile an hour wind like we have right now, and then it's going to drop into nothing tonight. So we might even stay here tonight, but we'll see. I don't really like to stay open to the barge wash overnight. It just wakes you up. It's no point, you know. We're going to pull right in there. That couldn't have gone any better. I don't even know where River went. He took off that fast. Oh, there you are. But I did notice, look at this guy. I've been videoing him for the last couple of stops, and he keeps coming with us. He really likes our boat. He's huge, by the way. He's like 4 inches around, almost the size of my palm. Just kidding. He's like the size of my thumb. Ooh, look. Told you she wanted to come out and play. Come on, Cricket. Come here, little girl. You've been here before. You don't have to be worried at all. Oh, she doesn't even come by me. Okay. I will come to you, little girl. I will come to you. Alright, we're gonna have fun. They're just now getting to us. It's not that bad. Oh, I take that back. Yeah, if that was happening in the middle of the night, that would wake you up. Okay, so around sunset, we'll probably watch the sun go down, and then we'll pull back into the lake and anchor. I get a lot of questions about and comments about whether or not me being on the Tennessee River is legal. If you do a couple of internet searches, you can find that if you live permanently on your boat, you have trouble living on the Tennessee River. You can, ever since 1971, they have made it so you can't permanently moor a house anymore. If it's your permanent residence full-time residents, you can't really put it on the river. With some exceptions, and I'm one of the exceptions. So you can put leisure cabins and work cabins if they're not year-round. The other exception is cruisers. River, stop it right now. Cruisers. I'm a cruiser. So if you are never moored in a place for a long period of time and you move around, that's considered a cruiser. And they in all of America, they have not figured out how to stop people who move around from living on public land and public waterways. So I'm sure they're going to figure it out at some point, or they'll just point blank make a law that says it and someone won't argue it or will for a long time. I don't know. But as it stands, if you are not connected to a permanent mooring and you move around, you're allowed to do what I'm doing. Basically, you cannot anchor in a channel. So if you're obstructing any waterway or making it harder for someone to get through a waterway or an entrance or something, you shouldn't be there. The other one is technically you shouldn't tie off on land overnight and then have like lawn chairs and generator and stuff on land. It really should be you're tied up to land during the day and at night you're anchored out. Because when you're moored on the shore, you're basically on the park, and a lot of the parks close at sunset. So part of the deal is you end up moving your boat a lot. Now, in my case, I like the shade during the day and I like to be out in the wind during the night where I can sleep and get some air. So I just do that inherently, and I never really think about that. And I never keep my boat somewhere for 14 days. So I don't even keep my boat for 5 days in one place. If you think about it, I move away and I come back and I jump from one spot to another every week or so. And I video it. I have gotten into several altercations with police in my RV where they tell me I've been there too long, and the only way I could prove that I wasn't was by videoing me setting up my camp and being able to prove it on video. Hey, there's a timestamp of me pulling in here, putting my camp up, and da-da-da-da-da. I just do that because I'm a YouTuber, but I recommend people do it. I know one of the biggest fears for someone who lives my kind of lifestyle is that a cop is going to show up in the middle of the night and bang on your RV door or shine a big light on your boat and say you're doing something illegal and force you away. The trick is just don't ever do anything wrong. And you can always, and I have always been able to argue, you're wrong, I'm allowed to be here. And every single time the police officer or park ranger has walked away knowing that I got another week here and they don't show their face again, and I leave like a day before my time limit happens, so I don't even end up running into them again. My recommendation is always video yourself setting up your camp and never stay too long. In the waterway, there is some vagueness about how long you can stay anchored, and some people say it's 50 weeks out of the year you could be anchored in one spot and you have to move for 2 weeks. A lot of people argue that. That's what 50 miles an hour looks like. Cricket came back and she's like, these people in Tennessee go too fast. Look at this spoiled dog. You know, this is my first time walking down this board barefoot. Look at now, he's gonna do. No, we're not playing. Leave me alone. Go lay down. And I think I should sand it or something. This could be very splintery. If you slid or something on it.
When all your good days are getting short, count on me. When you're about 20 cents shy.
Now it's about 20 minutes later, And look at the sky lit up again. It was all dark just a little bit ago, but then the sun drops below the clouds and kind of lights them up a second time, and they're more beautiful then, I think.
Place to hide out for a while. I help you hide the bodies in a little while. I'll bring you buckets of mercy and hold your hand when you're crossing the street. Bring a song.